Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Open your eyes to the men in your environment. And I talked about this a few years ago, but I get new ladies coming in every now and then. Let me hit it upon you again. And this is advice I've given women since the 80s. Shoot, I was in this relationship advice thing even when I wasn't thinking about it. I'm thinking about other things. But in one of the advice I used to give women, I say, sometimes the man you want is right in front of you. Because a lot of times, ladies, let's be real, a lot of times, because I talked about that selection criteria in the last episode, you so focus on a certain type, an ideal type. He got to be 6'2", he got to be drop dead handsome, got to be muscular, got an 8-inch joint. No, y'all be getting deep. Let's just be real. He dressed a certain way. He got a certain religion. Educated. Y'all know y'all got that list. Our list is simple. You just got a fat ass. Or big breasted. We're very simple. You just need to look good to us. Shoot, we easy. Shoot, the great pumpkin made us easy. Shoot, man, please look good to us and feed us. Seriously, look good to us, feed us, have good sex with us. We good to go. And I wish I was joking. That's only a half joke. I wish I was joking. But that's us. We know y'all got that long list, but see, here's the problem with it. That long list will can't cause you to look at for a few men and to only look at the men who even come close to that list. But you could see 100 men somewhere out, but you only see a few. And I said this before. I've said this on my men's channel. It's just a reality. I've seen it happen too many times. Like if a man goes in a room with 100 women, he sees 100 women. One thing about men we're not giving credit for is in this relationship thing. We pay attention to everybody. Sometimes to our detriment, but every woman in our environment, we checking out. Yeah, even if we want a dime, we'll at least acknowledge that woman who's far from a dime. We ain't gonna want her, but we'll still okay. We'll still look. Y'all pretty much won't. Y'all could be wanting what y'all consider a dime, that top level man, a 10, and then be so focused on him, you skip over all the 9s and 8s that come across your path. And that's where it is. A lot of times, ladies, the right man for you is in your environment one way or the other. A lot of times, not all the time, of course, but if you really think about how you spend your day, where you work at, now you might not want to deal with them, but that's an example. Your social environment where you go to church or temple or however you worship, if you go to the gym and everything, just even going to your local grocery store. There's always men around. You just got to open your eyes. See, here's the thing. Sometimes you want that ideal man because you think this guy can make you happy. Except here's the problem. Most of y'all have never met that guy. And the guy that'll be the guy you want. And I've touched on this before. I even corrected myself in the last video because I mentioned, the guy you want. But I said, no, you need the guy you need. The guy you need might not match that ideal. The guy you need might not be 6'2". He might be 5'9". The guy you need might not be super muscular. Even though I constantly promote body gain with the men, it'd be great. But let's be real. He might not be there. But he's still in decent shape. He's still a hard worker. The man you need is not going to always be like that guy making 6 figures. He might make half of that, but he's the one who's working to make 6 figures. That guy you need, you might meet him, he might be 20 pounds overweight, but he's motivated to actually work out. You don't know what he's going through. He'd be the type motivated to say, you know what, I need to hit the gym. The man you need is the one who has good intentions towards you, who actually likes you for you. Let me say that again. The man you need likes you for you and is supportive of you. He's not going to dog you out. The man you need is the one that you can be able to have those just endless conversations with. It ain't gonna be just like, oh, well, we can only, show that we're together in public, but we don't have nothing to say otherwise. The one you need is the one that you want to grow into to be the best version of yourself. And a lot of times he's in your environment because, look, here's why. If you that type who likes to, say you like to work out and then maybe go to art museums and stuff like that, well, he might be at the gym. He might be at the art show with you. Think about it, you already got something in common. You might like to read and everything. The guy you need, he's at that either library or bookstore himself. He might be in a certain political causes. He's there. And then we don't talk enough about someone's spiritual path, but he'll be up in that church with you. Because let's be real, sometimes a woman will see a cute guy and that guy won't even pray over his food. But you'll want the cute guy because he's fine and everything. But then the ideal guy who's good with your path and actually follows your path, you might not even notice him. I mean, I wish I had a dime every time a woman has actually met a good man, got with him, happy and everything. And she'd be like, he was there all along. That's where I even got the idea from, to even tell other women. It's usually the guy right there. I'm going to tell you what, too. A lot of times the right guy for you might be in your friend zone. Seriously. Like a real friend zone, not the friend zone where you tell the guy that, but you don't really talk to him, but the guy you can always talk to. In fact, a lot of y'all will got that guy. A lot of times he might be your best one. I'm going to tell you why. Y'all can talk about everything. Only thing missing is you're not turned on by him sexually. But he might be the best one because I'm going to tell you what. You get sometimes, if you get a chance, he might be the one to actually turn you out. Let me say it again. He might be the one to turn you out in the bedroom. Because he'll be the one to take his time in the bedroom. He'll be the one to go down on you. He'll be the one to make sure that you are satisfied. You give him that shot, he might even have that joint length that you want, if you give him a chance. And I've met some women, they say, well, I'm going to give him a chance. And then they were turned out. They were turned out. Be singing, they be singing they be having make tongues. It's like a service. They called Jesus several times during that love making session. They were like, Jesus, Jesus, oh God, Jesus, yeah, Jesus. But a lot of times what it is, and ladies, and it's something, this could really be another video, but I've talked about this before. A lot of times you're so caught up into that superficial thing that you're missing out, because we know y'all looking around, but if you open your eyes, stop having the blinders on. Like your blinders, you just see that guy who looks ideal, but he might not be good for it. The other guy might be right there, and here's the thing. He's still growing too. Like I said, he might not have that alpha showpiece body, but you don't know, he might be going to the gym. And in fact, maybe y'all could go to the gym together. Or he might have that idea that can probably bring $1 million in. All he needs is just a little bit of emotional support. And here's the thing, and this is one thing I say. Talk to that guy. Maybe he might not look like much. In fact, he might have a lot going on. But you say you like looking for those resources. And it is what it is. He might actually have them, or at least working towards it. But how you going to know if you don't talk with him? And that's all I'm saying. And look, let's be real. I'm not saying just go grab any guy, but just keep your eyes open. You might see something one day. Like, I'll tell you what, I told this story before. I used to go to this bookstore in the Washington, D.C. area. There was a clerk there I liked. But she would always see me, I'd be dressed up in like a t-shirt, some shorts, whatever. Very casual. She was barely gave good customer service. I came in there in a suit, all of a sudden everything changed up. But what was the difference? Still the same personality. I just happened to have on a suit that day. I was coming back from something where I needed to wear a suit. See, sometimes y'all be letting a guy go off some superficial thing. You don't know what's up. You might see a guy in a grocery store. And he see you say hi, you might turn your nose up at him because he all dirty and sweaty and everything. But, and I'm going to tell a story about that. It's an analogy, not quite with a relationship, but an analogy. But You turn your nose up at him, but you don't know he's dirty and sweaty because he's a contractor. He owns a contracting company. You know, or he might have just moved. He just might have moved. Him and his boys. They helped him move into his new mini mansion. Because you might turn your nose up at him, and then when he's going into, he's leaving the store and everything, he getting into his late model car. Man, that's still superficial, but that's my point. Sometimes you're missing out on something. Now, the story I was going to say don't have nothing to do with this, but it was when I was working, learned it when I was a sales manager at this particular gym. It was part of a chain, and we had a story about when this guy, he was an Asian guy, came into the gym and was interested. All the other sales managers didn't want to deal with him, but one did. Because dude came in, he was late, it was in the evening, dude was dirty and everything. Nobody wanted to deal with him, but one salesperson did. Showed him the entire gym. It turned out the dude was dirty because he owned a restaurant, and he ended up signing up the whole family, not just the owner, but the whole family. Sometimes open your eyes to it. That guy could be right there. Guy could be right there. But all you had to do was open your eyes. That's all you had to do. If you so focus on that ideal guy, I'm like playing with this thing. Oh. It's Ralph Lauren. Anyway, you so focused on that guy that you're missing out on what you could get. I want you to think about that, okay? It's right around you. And I've told it, shoot, you might even already be friends with the guy, or at least acquaintances with the guy. Just open your eyes, okay? Anyway, that's all I got, ladies. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.